Hello students, you are connected to your online English class. Today we are going to continue with chapter 8 having topic non-finites. It is given in your English practice book and today we are going to learn about the bare infinitive. It is worksheet number 5 given at page number 106 in your practice book. So let's go through it. We have learnt about infinitives. We are well acquainted that 2 plus base form of the verb is infinitive. Now the topic is the bare infinitive. The word bare means without. उसका मतलब है कि के बिना, without. So when we use only first form of the verb, or we can say only base form of the verb, that is bare infinitive. That is bare infinitive. It means we have to go with only first form of the verb. We don't make use of the word to. Okay, let's go through it. Read the following examples. You must see your doctor today. Next is, you all should teach at least one unprivileged child. So in these examples we are seeing that the infinitive has been used without to. Now we are saying that see and teach, we are applying only base form of the verb. And why we are applying only base form of the verb? Because we have to make use of the bare infinitive. Now the question arises that how would we come to know that we have to apply only base form of the verb? So let's find out the answer. We know that only base form of the verb is bare infinitive. Now modals are always followed by the infinitives without to. Now class, we see that here we are having modals. Modals means can, could, may, might, would, should, etc. All these are modals. So we are seeing that here we are having modal must and here we are having modal should. And modal auxiliaries always go with first form of the verb. They never ever follow to. Modals always go with first form of the verb. They never ever follow to. So with all modals we have to use only first form of the verb. But we see that ought to, here to is already applied. So ought to is an exception. In the case of ought to, where we have to apply ought word, ought modal, we have to go with the word to. Okay. Next is also verbs of perceptions such as see, hear, feel and know are followed by an bare infinitive, means infinitive without to. Now whenever we are making use of the verb see, देखना, hear सुनना, feel महसूस करना and know जानना, you are have you noticed that all these verbs are related to your sense organs? See, hear, feel and know. In order to know we use all our sense organs, na? So all these verbs, they relate to the term bare infinitive. Next is such verbs as let, bid and make. These three verbs also follow bare infinitive. Whenever we have to make use of these verbs let, bid and make, we will follow bare infinitive, only first form of the verb. We will go with only first form of the verb at the place of to plus first form of the verb. Here are some examples. She can read the whole novel in one day. Now here we can see that we are applying the modal can, and so we will use only base form of the verb. He heard someone sing in the dead of night. So here we are having the second form of the verb here. Here heard, he heard someone sing in the dead of night. Next है let me talk to him, मुझे उससे बात करने दो, let. Here we are making use of the verb let. So we won't use to. We will go with bare infinitive. And make him realize his mistake. Now we won't say that make him to realize his mistake, because according to the rule with the verb make we have to go with the bare infinitive. And While talking about the models, we are having dare and need. Again, these are models, but here is an important rule that we use to infinitive. Now, these are the exception cases. Exceptional case is this: dare and need. With dare and need, we use to plus infinitive, means to plus base form of the verb in affirmative sentence. When we are making any positive sentence, we will use to plus first form of the verb with the model dare and need. Like, you need to learn German. Okay, but if we are framing the negative sentence with the affirmative, we go with to infinitive. But if we are going to frame a negative sentence, what do? Then we need not to go with the infinitive. At that time we will go with bare infinitive, means only base form of the verb. Like, you need not learn German. अब यहाँ पर तुम्हें जर्मन पढ़ने की आवश्यकता नहीं है. So here we are seeing that not is applied, negative sense is there, so we will use only bare infinitive. And here the affirmative sense is here, positive sense is here. You need to learn German. तुम्हें जर्मन सीखने की आवश्यकता है. So here we will apply to infinitive. I hope class that the rules of the bare infinitive are quite clear to you. Now let's move forward to solve the exercise. So here we are with the exercise. In this exercise, there is one error or omission in each sentence. We have to find that error. At first place we are having the sentence, the teacher made him to stand. Now here we are having the verb made, and we have read that with made, with make, made, we have to make use of bare infinitive. So to will be omitted from this sentence. The teacher made him stand. Next is, you need not to go there. Now again we have read according to the rule that when we are applying the verb, the models need and dare, we will go with the bare infinitive. So you need not do it. To will be cut down from this sentence. Let them to enter the room. Again we are having verbs let, bid and make. These verbs will be followed by bare infinitive. So let them enter the room. To will be omitted. You dare not to talk to me. You dare not talk to me. Again, need and dare are the models with which we will go with bare infinitive. Bid them to go out. Bid them go out. At number 6 we are having I must to reach, but must is an model here, so must will be followed by only base form of the verb. I must reach my school by 7 a.m. You ought to. We know that ought to is an exception, so we have to add up to here. We ought to drive slowly in residential areas. I have write a few letters before I go to bed. I have to write. I have to write. Next is, I use study late at night during those days. Now here we are talking about our past time, that in my past time मैं ये काम करता था. So I used to study. This is a complete model. I used to study. Next is, we have reached the station early to catch the train. Again we have to add up here. We have to reach the station. हमें स्टेशन जल्दी पहुंचना होगा ताकि हम ट्रेन पकड़ सकें. To catch the train. So next is, you ought stop at traffic signals. You ought to stop at traffic signals. You ought to read this book. It is very good. You ought to read this book. It's very good. Now class, let's go with worksheet number 6. We have completed all the rules of bare infinitive. Now let's go for worksheet number 6. Now here we are having options and we have to choose the correct option. I am so tired that I want to lie or lie down. and to go or go to sleep. Now we have to select that whether we have to use to infinitive or bare infinitive. So I am so tired that I want to lie down and go to sleep. Next is, it's easier to flatter or flatter than to praise or praise. It's easier to flatter than to praise. चापलूसी करना आसान है किसी की तारीफ करने की बजाय. सो तन्वी इज रेडी टू गो और गो एनीवेयर बट विजिट और टू विजिट दिल्ली. तन्वी इज रेडी टू गो एनीवेयर but visit Delhi. Next is, I like to read as well as to write poetry. Do you want to meet the clients now or wait till evening? Next is, Rishi had nothing to do except to watch TV. Next is, Riti has to work as well as to look after her family. I have to buy. We have to apply to with I have to buy vegetables and cook food. It is better to live. It is better to live in obscurity than to be notorious. I would like to visit Kolkata and to see the Howrah Bridge. So I would like to visit Kolkata and see the Howrah Bridge. Now here we are having an important point. Let's go for it. When two infinitive structure are joined by linkers such as and or but then except, as well as the second one is mostly without to, as we are seeing that here also we are having the linker that is and. The first one will go with to and the second one we will go with only bare infinitive without to. You can see this structure here also. Like here also we are having and linker here. So at first place we are going with to and at the second place we are going with bare infinitive. So this was an interesting and easy exercise related to worksheet number 6. I hope now you are well acquainted to use infinitive and bare infinitive. Keep on practicing, students, and learning more. Thank you for watching the video. Good.